real ones, okay? I'm just letting you know right now. So, I posted my video the other day about my reasons for why I married my husband, and all the judgmental Judies and religious readers came out the woodwork when I said great sex was at the top of my list for why I married my husband. That was just a whole no-no. And I forgot that most people are not living in the reality of the real world, and most people are not honest and real and transparent. Just coming on really quickly before I go in and get my workout in to remind everyone that only 3%, and that is being generous, only 3% of the population waits to have sex until marriage. What does that mean? 97% of people have sex prior to saying I do. So even when you're in the relationship with someone you end up marrying, they're having sex. And sometimes in this whole YouTube universe, the Christian propaganda is so easily distributed, and these leaders lie to you talking about they didn't even kiss before they got married. Or if they did, I have questions. Because if 97% of people are having sex prior to marriage, and let's just say you fall into that very small percentage of people who wait. First of all the people who are saying or acting like they waited are lying. Because even the research says that 3% is being generous. Generous. I've said this in other videos. Y'all ain't abstaining. Stop lying. Stop acting like you're abstaining when only less than 3% of y'all ain't knocking boots. And this goes for all approximately 62% of Americans who identify as Christian, which by the way is down from like 78%. 78% to 63%. So all y'all proclaiming Christianity, this includes y'all lying. Because if almost 70% of the population identifies as Christian, but only 3% are abstaining, and that includes all the young ones getting married for the first time who are being abstinent, all your 20-year-olds waiting, that means y'all grown folks who done had sex before. Do you guys get where I'm coming with the real numbers? Y'all lying. I did my video. I already knew they were going to come for me because I'm being so honest, because honesty is so rare in these streets. Reality is so rare that it's literally like you can come on here and be honest. You're going to get attacked for being in a loving relationship, falling in love with someone and being so in love that as hard as you try to not have sex, the chemistry and love, do you think you just wait till you say I do for the chemistry and the love to be there? No, it's the chemistry and love that has you limping across the finish line to get married. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You don't want a relationship that doesn't have chemistry. That you should want to jump each other's bones. That's part of a healthy relationship. And I know everyone, oh, I'm abstaining, I'm abstinent, Rebecca, I'm celibate. Where's the messages for everyone who's abstinent, celibate? I've done videos about sexual compatibility. I've talked about it. You don't have to have sex to know if there's chemistry. You don't have to have sex to know if you guys are compatible. You don't. But the truth is, for everyone jumping up and down talking about, Rebecca, you're a woman of God. You're not, you're not encouraging abstinence. You're not encouraging celibacy. I'm keeping it 100. 97% of you guys watching my videos are not abstaining, or if you are abstaining right now, you're probably not going to abstain when you meet somebody special. Oh, only 3% of y'all watching my videos on the YouTubes is gonna abstain from sex. So who's my audience? Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? I'm talking to 97% of the people watching my videos, giving you real talk, real life advice and lessons, because y'all ain't abstaining anyway. You're not. And if you are, just recognize that you are in a very small percentage of the population. Very small, very exclusive, tiny, 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 small percentage of the population. And that means, ladies, guess what? You're the ones having to hold that standard. I've talked about this before, because it ain't the man. You meeting a man who don't want to kiss you, ain't trying to knock boots with you before you get married. I'm telling you right now, that is like 0.01% of the male population trying to put a ring on your finger without knocking boots, which means you've got to stick to your guns. Ladies, I'm talking to you. You've got to stick to your guns if that is your principle and your standard for what you want to stick to. You have to hold that line in the relationship. You have to hold the line. Don't leave it up to the man, because he ain't doing it. You have to do that. It's your responsibility. It's your standard. It's your principle, your faith, your commitment. Which means when a man likes you like that and is interested in you like that, you have to hold that standard in place. And that's when you're going to be tested. Dorothy says, yes, this is my standard and my journey. And Dorothy, you can be part of the 3%, but you got to be strong. You got to stick to your boundaries. Ain't no Netflix and chilling. Ain't no heavy petting. Because we grown. We grown. I'm my audience. I ain't talking to no children on here. We talking real life stuff. Adults who have already had sex before, you know your buttons, you know your triggers. Tabitha says, I only abstain when I'm single. I have to be in a relationship to do the do, and that's me. She's like, I'm being honest. I'm only abstaining when I'm not in a relationship. When I'm emotionally committed in a relationship, it's going down in the town. And that's most people, Tabitha. People are lying. So here's my message to everybody who has been condemning and feeling. Guess why Christianity is declining in the U.S. Down from 78% to like 63% in the U.S. Guess why? Why is Christianity declining? Why are people falling off and not Christians anymore? Because people are sick and tired of all the condemnation and guilt and shame. Guess what? Y'all running around Bible thumping and hitting people over the top of the head with scriptures. So how does this make someone feel who hasn't abstained or hasn't lived a life that meets your standards of Christian living up to that point? Or how about they give their life to Christ and they're still struggling mentally, sexually, still struggling emotionally, and find themselves back in old toxic patterns because just pleading the blood and declaring Jesus as your Lord and Savior doesn't heal patterns of emotional behavior and toxic behavior and needs that are rooted in trauma and pain. So now you committed your life to God, but now you find yourself doing the same things. So now you're struggling. I saw this $50 million PR campaign that this company has started to clean up the image of Jesus, because they feel Christians have given Jesus a bad rap and are not loving and kind. So guess what? A lot of you Christians People don't even want to know your Jesus. They don't even want no part of your God, which is why Christianity is falling off. And then we've got leadership that's not honest and sitting in the pulpit condemning people from the pulpit for drinking, swearing, and sex when they're doing the same exact things currently, not used to, right now. But so you want to put people who are lying on a pedestal because they acting like they didn't even kiss before they got married. So they'll sit in videos and teach you purity principles when that's not what they lived or what they did. They just lie. They're banging you over the head, keeping you in condemnation and guilt, codependency and control. They're acting like they've got all their ish together until now, 2022 modern times, why Christianity falling off the way it is, because now there's cameras everywhere and social media is outing these people. People ain't holding the secrets no more. You're drinking, sexing, drugging, cheating, lying, stealing. And they get outed. And then the followers, the sheep, the people who have literally put all their faith in these men and women of God are now distraught and disappointed and hurting because this leadership has not even had the awareness and audacity to be honest with themselves and get help and go to therapy and work on themselves. But instead, you would rather them sit up in videos and lie and act like they never had sex before they got married. Act like they've never fallen. And the only perfect entity in all of this is God. All of us are human. There was a woman on my last video said, oh, your marriage ain't gonna last. You're not in covenant. That's your third marriage. It's gonna fail too. You're leading people wrong. Sitting up on YouTube cursing my marriage, speaking as a Christian, miserable, cursing my marriage because we didn't wait to have sex until we had sex before we got married, cursing my marriage, cursing me and Carrie because I was honest about saying, guys, we stumbled, we listen, we limped our way to the finish line. I literally had to get to the point with Carrie Pope that I couldn't even be around him before we got married. That's how crazy our chemistry is. That's how much we love each other. That's how great our sex is. That's how much we just are so connected like fireworks. Last couple months before we got married, I was like, I can't even see you. I can't even come around you. We can't keep our hands off each other. We keep messing up. Then we feeling bad. Keep on it. Oh, God. No. I ain't coming over there. You ain't coming over here. We gonna have to just not see each other. Carrie, I feel like we're roommates. I feel like we're just friends. I feel like we're not even getting married. I feel he just like just because we were so in love. So in love. So attracted to each other. He'll walk in the room even now. We've been married almost 7 years come December. He'll come around the corner and walk in the room and I'm like, woo! I still look at Carrie Pope. Oh, snap. Snap. Oh. Smart Cookie says, Rebecca, God has rules for a reason. We shouldn't encourage people to sin because we did. I'm not encouraging anyone to sin. I'm not encouraging anyone to have premarital sex. I'm simply stating the facts that only 3% of people are following the rules. Only 3% of people are doing it that way. That's what I'm saying, Smart Cookie. So when you are listening to people preaching this stuff and hitting you over the head with stuff, you got to stop and question before you're condemning yourself, beating yourself up. You got to stop and question. Wait a minute. Are you practicing what you preach? What you got going on right now? What you up to? Stop putting people on a pedestal. Stop thinking that people have to be perfect to speak into your life. Stop thinking that people have to be perfect to be anointed. Stop thinking that people have to be perfect to help you in your journey. People are human. Stop thinking you have to be perfect to be blessed. Stop thinking you have to get it all right to fall in love. Stop thinking you have to be a drop dead gorgeous dime snatched with plastic surgery for somebody to love you. You stop thinking that you have to be freaking perfect to be worthy to live a great life and to live abundantly, for God to bless you. You don't have to be perfect. You have to love yourself and accept the grace of God and the infutable, limitless love of God. That at all times you are loved and nothing can separate you from the love of God. Dorothy said, not all pastors are preaching condemning messages. Some do, but not all, Dorothy. Not all. No, not all. But there's a lot of them. Think about how much old school religion is out here, guys. And you come across these messages and then look at so many of the pastors who are now having to turn the corner and change the tone of their messages. Go more towards coaching. Go more towards grace. More towards love, because they've been preaching sin and shame and condemnation for so many years. And they got to realize the signs of the times. People ain't here for it anymore. How about we serve a limitless, loving God, and that God is love. Love. And you fall down and you get back up, and you fall down and you get back up. You fall down and you get back up. I tell people every day, all the time, I'm here for all the people who got it wrong before they got it right. If you some religious Rita, judgmental Judy, my channel is not for you. And I know that YouTube be promoting my videos, and all these people who don't know me and have never followed me are seeing my content, and then they feel some type of way, or she's a pastor, or she's a woman of God, she's, how dare she talk about sex? How dare? I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Because I've been out here in the streets. I tell you not to have sex because it's wise. Because women get emotionally abused, creating intimacy and physical intimacy and letting a man be all up inside of you, putting miles on your vagina before you got a ring on your finger. It's not wise. Why is it not wise? You get emotionally attached to these Negroes. You catch him feelings and he just wanted some vagina. That's why I say what I say. Abstain because it's wisdom. Abstain because God will protect you from attaching. You need to be able to use your discernment. You need to be able to look at people for who they really are and see through the smoke and mirrors and the lies and all the misrepresentation. That's why you need to abstain. That's why you ain't meant to be laying down with people and getting up with all these demons and lies and being misled. And then your heart's broken, and now you're becoming angry and bitter because you done laid down with these pigs, these sly dogs that lying. Women are not emotionally sophisticated enough to have sex without getting emotionally connected and entangled with people. It's not how we're built. I don't care who you talk to. We're not built that way. You can lay down with a whole slut and you'll be trying to make him into your man and trying to tell yourself that he's got potential. A whole loser. A whole loser. And you'll be trying to make him into your man and potential husband, that he's marriage material because you done caught feelings. Well, we got spam coming on. Let me block these people. Is any of my moderator on here? Thank you. Anyway, I just had to come on for a minute Because these little miserable Marys up in these comments of these videos, and I just be thinking, if you only knew about these people that you want love to put on a pedestal. Do you know how many Christian women and Christian female pastors are married to homosexual men? And they selling you these pipe dreams. We didn't even kiss before we got married. Yeah, because he's gay. He didn't want to kiss you. He didn't want to sleep with you. He wasn't struggling to keep his hands off you. He gay. See, this is the kind of stuff nobody wants to talk about because they're selling the pipe dreams. They're making money off selling you BS. Ladies, I'm telling you right now, if any man's dating you and you feel like it's real easy for him to not touch you, real easy for him to not want to kiss you, if you ain't trying to push him off, you like, no, baby, we gotta wait. No, baby, no. If it ain't like that, he ain't into you. When y'all get to really falling in love with each other and you ain't like, babe. Okay, that's enough. It's going too far. That's enough. Babe, stop. We can't do no more. Stop. If you ain't doing that, when you have gone into a committed relationship, exclusive courting that is leading towards engagement and marriage, if you ain't doing that, ladies, like if you don't feel like dang, how many hands does he have? Like, I literally would just be like, Carrie Pope, become like a football player, blocking, basketball. Paris, so we throw waiting out the window? No, Paris, you don't throw waiting out the window. I'm saying be aware, protect your boundaries, stick to your standards. And I'm telling you, ladies, if the energy isn't like that, something's off. Because that's the energy when a man wants to marry you. That's the energy when a man is in love with you. Men who are in love with you can barely stop thinking about you, dreaming about you, imagining you naked, wanting to be with you. God, help me, God. Oh, and he trying because he knows that we're waiting. Oh, we're waiting. It's going to be worth it. We're waiting. Okay, I'm doing it because I love her. I'm waiting because I love her. But it does not mean that man ain't a man. And he ain't dreaming about knocking boots. Dreaming about you being up in the kitchen with your boy shorts on cooking eggs. Dreaming about babies and dinner and food and sex. That's why he wants to marry you. Anyway, I love y'all. I'm going in to get my exercise. I had to come on, give y'all a nice for what message. Because all this freaking propaganda that's out here and all these people lying. You a damn lie. Everybody, everything that glitters ain't gold, y'all. Everybody out here talking this ish, abstinence and celibacy. All I'm saying is only 3%. 3%. And they still get married. I still got married. Oh, thank you, God. I still got married. Still in love. Living my best life with a blessed marriage. A man who loves me and supports me. Who I love and support. Who's become my purpose partner, my best friend, my life partner. If you want to be part of the 3%, be part of the 3% and make up your mind to do that. But just don't believe all this BS you read out here like it's supposed to be easy. That's not going to be easy. It's going to be maybe the hardest thing you've ever had to do when you fall in love with someone, which is why it's only 3%. It's easy when you don't like nobody. It's easy when you ain't got nobody pressed up on you, loving you, treating you like a queen, blessing you, treating you, spoiling you, loving you, talking into your ear, baby, praying over you, hugging you. It's real easy to abstain, which is why only 3% do it. Because when you meet somebody, that's when it's hard. That's when it gets real tempting. That's when it's going to be tested. It ain't when you home alone and you ain't even dating nobody. It's easy to sit on here and talk that talk when you sitting at home, don't even have not one potential love interest, ain't dating nobody. Shay says, I failed, honestly. So did I, baby. I'm telling you right now, I failed. I did not stick to it. Like I said, we limped our way. But we're still blessed. God is love. We are still blessed, still loving. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to here to work out. That's Carrie Pope calling me on the other line. All right. Blessings and abundance. Talk to you soon.